Since Trump took office, there's been no shortage of financial scandals coming out of this cabinet, right? There was Housing Secretary Ben Carson, who used taxpayer money to buy a $31,000 dining set. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin wasted almost $1 million on travel expenses. And of course, Attorney General Jeff Sessions, who spent $3 million on an experimental body stretching operation. Worth every penny, if you ask me. I think he looks great. But nobody in Washington has been as consistently caught up in scandal as EPA Chief Scott Pruitt. And surprisingly, his scandals haven't come from him working to destroy the environment. No. They've come from his little side hustles, right? And normally when you find out about corruption in D.C., it's the kind of corruption that makes you mad, millions in bribes. But with every new Pruitt revelation, every time you find out, you just go, wait, what?
This morning, the controversies keep coming for EPA Chief Scott Pruitt. Emails show that Pruitt had one of his aides reach out to Chick-fil-A.
Scott Pruitt apparently tried to use his position as head of the Environmental Protection Agency to get his wife a franchise with Chick-fil-A. As astonishing as that sounds, even more astonishing, it's all in writing in government emails.
I'll be honest, this is not the fast food scandal I saw coming out of the White House. If anything, I thought it would be Trump getting in trouble for pardoning the Hamburglar. That's what I thought it would be. And yes, in case you didn't know, the Hamburglar is in prison, and not for stealing burgers, he was trafficking fentanyl. Horrible story. But just think about this for a second. You're the head of a major government agency with influence over some of the biggest corporations in the world, and you decide to abuse your position to get your wife a chicken store. My man, focus. You have all that power. You gotta think bigger. It's like he's Thanos and he's using the Infinity Gauntlet to cut the line at Disney World. It's just like, too many people. All right, Space Mountain. And honestly, the only thing weirder than Pruitt trying to score his wife at Chick-fil-A was his explanation for it.
Look, my wife is an entrepreneur herself. I love, she loves, we love. Chick-fil-A is a franchise of faith, and it's one of the best in the country. And so that's something we were very excited about. And we need more of them in Tulsa, and we need more of them across the country. So anyway, it's an exciting time.
What? It's an exciting time. What's an exciting time? He's so busted in that moment that he couldn't come up with the right emotion. He sounds like a guy caught red-handed at a murder scene. Well, the body. I came in and he tried to grab me and his head. And anyway, it's an exciting time, officer. And it really is an exciting time for Pruitt because he's finding little grifts all over Washington.
New trouble for EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt. Politico reports he loved eating at the White House so much he's been asked to eat there less often. Pruitt was frequenting a White House Mess, an exclusive restaurant run by the Navy, with excellent food, by the way, at bargain prices.
Oh, yeah, you heard that right. Scott Pruitt was eating so many discounted meals at the White House, they had to ask him to please stop coming. I've heard of the government curbing handouts, but not for one guy. How cheap can you be? Scott Pruitt's so cheap, he's probably at Starbucks so what you do is you bring an empty thermos, you fill it up with some of that 2% milk they got sitting out there, and boom, free milk. Yeah, what do you say? The man can't help himself. Remember that time when George Bush was in Iraq and a guy threw a shoe at him, right? If that were Pruitt, he probably would have caught the shoe and be like, yes! One more invasion and I'll have a pair!